Everyone deserves to get glued to one thing in their life. You decide, just put that super glue in their hand, don't tell them about it.
Bro, I've super glued my fingers so many times.
All right, boys, I think we're live.
Hey!
I think we've successfully gone on air again every Wednesday. So, without any further ado, which one of these buttons is us? Hey, there it is. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Jay Banks, another episode of the Powwow. So, this week, we've got the crew, of course, and then we've got a special guest in town. I don't know, a lot of you locals might know who he is. Bro, I'm a huge fan, man. Like when
Thank you, man.
You know, I'm still even kind of shocked that you asked that you wanted to play at my wedding too, because I was like, it's one of those things where I'm like, man, this dude's gonna be super famous, man, in a couple of years. So it, you know, it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, cool, man. I'm glad to have him on board early on.
Yeah, man, got to be there for the special days of all things.
For sure, bro. So without any further ado, I got my boy A Hunt over here,
Yeah.
and across the table, Matt Waters in the recipe. What's going on, big dog?
What's up, baby?
And then we've got Andrew over there. He's not part of the recipe.
Nah, man,
No, I'm
he's
just-
a little bit of table salt.
He's
you know what I'm
he's,
saying?
he's the receipt.
Right.
He's the receipt. All right, man. So what's going on, fellas? How are you guys?
Dude, I'm just enjoying this peanut butter whiskey you brought on, man. That's nice.
It's good, right?
Leaves a smile on my face underneath this mask, y'all.
Anything chilled is good
Yeah,
in my
man.
book, man. Anything that you can just put in the freezer and it doesn't actually like freeze.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, dude? We actually had we threw some Yoo-Hoos in the freezer on accident. Pulled them out and they were like ice chips, bro. That might have been the greatest drink I've ever had in my entire life, man.
That sounds nice, man.
Are you ready for this, man? So
Dude.
tonight we've posted a little bit about it. We've been wanting to do something like this for a while, and it kind of seemed like everything kind of fell into place, dude, because you were on board with it, and you don't eat hot sauce. You
Yeah,
don't like hot
man.
things. So it was a perfect time to ask you if you wanted to try to do this wing challenge. So tonight, as soon as the podcast is over, we're going to have Matt Waters and the recipe. They're going to go into the hidden lab back there and do the lab challenge. So basically, they're going to go back there, and we've got some wings that we've made for them with Smokin' Ed Curry's hot sauce. So if you don't know who Smokin' Ed Curry is, he's the guy that created the Hot Ones hot sauces. So, you know, if you watch the YouTube show with Sean Evans, Hot Ones, the Triple X, I think it is. Is that what it's called? Triple
Yes.
X and
dude.
the Last Dab.
Dude.
So those are the
man.
two. Andrew, quit hitting the table, buddy. So we're trying to do this wing challenge, man. So I thought it was a perfect opportunity to get you involved.
Yeah, man.
You've got that new song Tornado, which is phenomenal, bro.
Thank you.
It's one of those that just the hook like literally hooks you, bro. It's like before the song's over, you're already humming it in your head.
Man, we call them earworms. That's the only thing I want to make in this life is things that just stay with you every moment that you're living in the day.
You said
know?
earworms?
Earworms, dude. I just want to get buried there.
I dig it, bro. So have you ever been to a store called Ear Ecstasy?
No.
So it used to be real popular. I don't know if they're still in Louisville. They might have closed down. But it was basically like a record shop called Ear Ecstasy.
Yeah, I remember Ear Ecstasy.
Yeah, dude. And it was like, it was such like the name alone.
Yeah,
you know what I
dude.
mean? Like we had to go down there and I had to buy a T-shirt from them just because it's like that novelty thing, right? Like
Yeah,
when
man.
you're in Louisville and then you find that place, it's like, oh shit, it's like that local record shop that everyone talks about.
Yeah,
you know
dude.
what I mean?
I always think of Spinelli's, though. I go straight to that Louisville pizza. Like, it's something, man. It's that late night vibe, you know? We're pulling up there at 3:30. It's like, we got you.
Spinelli's?
Yeah, man.
Spinelli's is
Spinelli's
dope,
got
yeah.
you.
Yeah, Spinelli's is dope for sure.
So what? You spent a lot of time over in Louisville, bro. You know a
I
lot of. You
I
know a lot
did.
about
I
it.
did. Louisville was the spot for a while. Yeah.
Man, I'm learning a lot of stuff about my boys, man. Aaron over here is an ex-corrections officer.
Well, hang on. I was the gym teacher for the inmates, so
Dude, that's...
He's like,
That-
let's pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah,
Those are
no, I
emotional
wasn't
miles.
a correctional officer. So here's the funny thing about it is that I didn't have any like mace. I didn't have any cuffs. I just had keys and a radio. But the thing about it is that like I would literally, like if there was a soccer game going on, I would participate. Or if there was basketball, I would coach. Like I knew where and what I could do, but I was always hands on. So they were like, aren't you afraid to be like around it. Man, we out here chilling. I'm about to beat the brakes off these dudes playing
Right.
some soccer right now.
It's PE. Like, I'm going to show 'em.
right.
And
Who
that's-
wants to get some work in ping pong?
And that's probably the like their highlight of their day, bro. So they're not trying to mess that up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially if they're out there getting to share the time with you instead of just being against the grain the whole time. man.
Yeah.
That reminds me of that video of the professor, the basketball player, when he goes to the prisons and he hoops with these guys. Like, you've never seen anyone happier when this guy shows up and he just starts making people look foolish on this
Did
court.
you just
It's like,
did you just pull out the professor from the and one,
man, as good as it gets. YouTube's
That's-
finest.
That is awesome, dude. You just got another bonus point in my book, buddy.
Inspiration for every white dude
professor.
under
The professor.
5'9".
Yo, I'm telling you, the professor is the coldest.
The Steve Nash type without the flow, you know?
That's hilarious, dude. What happened to and one, man? That's insane. Like that was
Walmart.
Walmart. yeah,
Walmart made it less fly.
right. But like, what happened to the players though? Like, because that was like the Harlem Globetrotters of the new generation, right? They
Yeah.
just couldn't stick around though. Like,
Well, no, I think because they were around, they had like a couple seasons to where they did, and I think the professor was like on the last season, so there was at least
Yeah.
3 seasons, I believe. to
Professor
where-
was a white kid, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I follow him
Sure.
on Instagram. He's still killing it, dude.
Grayson
I think-
something.
Yeah, I follow.
Grayson,
I'll have to bring him
yeah,
up right now.
He balls, man.
That's funny, man. Shout out to that guy. Tag him in this.
You
this
know,
podcast.
everybody's got to understand who the professor is.
I got it right here. Hold on.
Well, it's like you got to
He
go
kills-
between.
He's still adapting. He's like posting stuff all through COVID about him like on courts, like shaking and baking everyone, dude. He's killing it. Dude.
So
He's-
how old is he now?
I don't know. Let me see. Okay, the professor, public figure, global basketball entertainer, YouTuber, professor live. Text me. He's got a number. Yeah, global
Everyone's
hooper.
got those fake numbers now,
Dude,
man.
I don't
for
like
sure.
that vibe.
No, dude, no. Like you're trying to gather my data.
Like, hit me
that's
up on Kick. Like, come on.
just- Yeah.
I mean, he's out there like
Andrew, why you got your phone out, player?
because that's where he's at.
Because
bro.
he's
Oh, okay.
yeah he's trying to dude still crossing him over.
Dude, he's
man.
killing it.
Getting
He's killing
bucket,
it, bro.
But that's the thing though, is that he could shoot. So
Yeah, he does.
he
the-
must have like played in college a little bit, but you could tell that like the professor had like some swag to him.
Yeah.
So he was like, he hung out with like everybody, but he could hoop though.
Dude,
You might as well just go ahead and say it, bro. White chocolate.
Yeah, white chocolate.
For
he's
sure.
He's the Jason
Yo, don't-
Williams of the and one,
Nah,
bro.
Jason Williams is still Jason Williams though.
Jason Williams is
Jason
super
That
Williams
can't be
could step onto like the N1 court like even after he retired.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then he could ball out.
Oh, for sure, bro.
Well, dude, I think the A1 court got replaced by that big 3 because, like, you can only have so much competitive basketball going on. Throw some love to those guys. Like, we got DeMar Johnson in town. Like, those guys go out there and hoop. And they just
Yeah.
came out the league. They're just hangry. They just want to hoop.
Bro, Slim's my guy, man.
Slim gets it, man.
Shout out to Slim. Yeah, dude, that's super dope that that Ice Cube did the big 3 thing, and then
Yeah.
they've got the teams. I hope they stick with it and do well, man. And then of course with Slim being involved, being right here living in Cincy, man, that's super dope, dude. And it, I mean, that's kind of like when it comes to the NBA, we still think of like the Clyde Drexlers and like these old people that can still hoop, bro, but they don't want to be running up and down the court for 2 hours. You know what I mean?
Tell them at half court ball, 3
Bro.
guys, deep
Seriously,
threes.
and that's where it is, bro.
Somebody's just yelling in the crowd, "Shoot it!"
Man, I'm a
Nah.
James
By
Harden.
the way, the professor is 36 years old.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's-
36.
Damn. So he was
Yeah.
so he was young when he was out there crushing it. Because I remember when N1 first came out. It was when the Scottie Pippins, the up tempos. When the up tempos were first released, dude, I was living in Chicago, and I remember I was too young to drive, but I've always had a job, bro. That was the that's why I feel like I'm always going so fast at everything, man. My very first job, bro, I built a ramp in front of my house, and I was charging kids 25 cents to jump off of it. So I built a little ramp on the sidewalk, and then I was charging people 25 cents to ramp your bike. And if you didn't get a good jump, you would get a second chance, and that was it. So, and then you'd have to pay again. And that was at 8 years old. I swear to God. So at 10 years old, I've got my own business now. I've got my own business card. It was called J&J's Flyers. So my mom and dad were printers, My dad worked at a printing company, so he would print like Sports Illustrateds and Bloomingdale's catalogs, like these really expensive like magazines. Like I've got the Michael Jordan Beckett's and like when Sports Illustrated for Kids came out.
Oh yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
I've got an uncut sheet of just the Michael Jordan dressed up as like Grandma Ma. You remember when Larry Johnson
Oh
did
wait,
that
are you
shit?
kidding?
So Larry Johnson was doing that. I've got a photo of Michael Jordan acting like Grandma Ma on the cover of a Sports Illustrated for Kids magazine.
Why wasn't that in The Last Dance?
Bro,
Why didn't you submit that?
Bro, there's a lot of stuff that you didn't see in The Last Dance. Which by the way, they actually the guy that murdered Jordan's dad is up for parole today.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Today.
there's still some people
They didn't,
that.
bro. They didn't. No, yeah. There, go
Yeah.
ahead. And that was what I was saying. Part about The Last Dance, dude. That the whole thing about Michael. I get goosebumps on it because I grew up in Chicago, man. Like
Yeah.
it's a known fact on Jordan and R. Kelly and all these things. Like we've known about this stuff forever in Chicago. I don't know how it doesn't travel outside the group, but it was like everyone says that Jordan's dad was killed over his gambling debts. Yeah, for sure.
But then, so I will say this too, because we also saw that who was it? Vlad TV did an interview with Charles Oakley and then also Tim Hardaway Sr.
Bro.
And
Those
then,
I love the NBA from the '90s, dude.
so that's the thing is like I try to stay as much abreast into like things that bring nostalgia, right? So we grew up in the Jordan era. Like I had the what was that? The starter jacket with like the Jordan.
Bro.
Like we're
the
talking
starter pullovers.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
Bro, I sold one. I ended up finding an Ohio State one at a Goodwill, and I had it in the store, and I sold it to a kid who lived in California. It was over here at Newport on the Levee, but apparently the kid's super famous on Instagram. And they were trying to get the stuff for free, and I was like, man, if I had a quarter for every time somebody tried getting stuff for free and said, do you promote it? So I gave him like a small discount, and he went with it. Posted it on Facebook or on Instagram. It got like 15,000 likes. And I'm like, I guess his mother was right. Like, she's like, oh, he'll post it and he'll get a bunch of likes. And I'm like, lady, I've heard that before. and then her 12-year-old son posts it and gets 15,000 likes. And then I go home and I talk to my 11-year-old stepdaughter. And I'm like,
why aren't you on Instagram?
Well, no. I talked to her and I'm like, some kid named Hayden Haas came in the store and she was like, no, he didn't. And I'm like, you don't know who he is. And she's like, oh my God, he's part of the Piper Squad. Like she knew right away, dude. Like
His birthday's next month.
yeah, like right away. She was like, "Can you get a hold of him? Can you tell him that I said hi?" So and it's like it's crazy, man. You know, it's one of those things, dude, where you never know who pops in, especially down here at Newport on the Levee, man. There's a lot of people that always from out of town. They come down here and like this is kind of like, I guess when they Google malls.
Yeah, this pops up as a mall.
This pops up as a mall.
Yeah. That's cool.
Plus, it has an aquarium, so people are like, "Oh, cool! I can go shopping and do this." And then
Right.
they
People
come
think
down here.
Newport is just the aquarium. I've learned that working down here. They
Yeah.
think it is just the aquarium. Like people will literally say, they'll come into I guess I call my day job. They go into my
Shout
day.
him out.
Yep.
Rotolo,
yeah,
man.
tell
Rotolo, man, Rotolo down on the levee for sure. I manage on there. Yeah,
I see you gave up on Rotolo.
Rotolo. Yeah, I prefer to call Rotolo.
Rotolo. I mean, bro,
just-
no one's gonna get off that name. No one's gonna be able to.
Yeah,
figure
and we've
out Rotolo.
tried to tell people other things, but they speak it that way. But yeah, so like people will come in and they'll be like, their notion will be like, we're going to Newport. I mean, we're going to the aquarium in Newport. We're here. I'm like, oh
Right.
yeah, like they just think the aquarium and Newport are one and the same, and
For
that's
sure.
it. Yeah, so I've watched it pretty much daily, especially recently after post-COVID, where people are trying to find new things to do, and we just recently opened bowling downstairs, and it's been different. I
Bro,
mean,
we
we're keeping everything super sanitized, clean. Every customer covering the balls, like it's a process, but I mean, people want to bowl, and we've done significantly better. Like than
I feel like people don't know if they can bowl or can't because
Right.
it's one of those things where like I went into a store where they were practicing non-touch shopping or something, and it was like, dude, there's no. I walk through a place and I'm like, I'm touching everything, dude.
Yeah.
I'm all the cotton, all the polyester. I'm walking by, touching it all. So it's like when you want to tell me like you want to practice some like some non-touch shopping, I'm good. I'm
Well,
good, bro. I need to feel this.
The landscape's changing, man. I mean, like,
Bro,
there's good things and bad things with it all. But you know what? In Wii bowling, no one can tell me I'm too drunk.
Right.
Nobody. I'm not getting kicked out of no lanes, bro. I'm going
I can
out.
throw as many pins as I want to.
And they got that thing lassoed to my arm, so I ain't got to worry about a ball or nothing. Like, dude, freedom at home. And then when I want to go out, it's like I'm okay with germs because I know the world we live in. Okay, you can touch the clothes if you want to buy the clothes or something like that.
Right.
But we got to get past it to some extent.
For sure,
People
bro.
are. People are. They are getting past it. They're bowling.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say that's one of those things to where it's like you can almost do it to a point to where it's like if you're really worried about non-touch shopping, then why don't you just make sanitation stations or places to where you can get like hand sanitizer all around the store, if that's the worry, right?
For sure.
Because then what it comes down to, and a question that I want to ask you, Matt, is like it's a difference between like going to a store and shopping versus like when you are a musician. What does that look like for you, right? Because that's totally different from somebody having a 9 to 5.
Well, so there's so many things that change within it all, and like we're not people that are focused on the macros. What we experience in our own personal world is what we're gonna go off of. But so we had some tours booked at the beginning of April where it's like we're gonna get out there, and then the moment it hits, things close down. We lose all this touring, so we don't want to put too much time in that. But at the beginning of July, we went out for a week. And we're just going to see what it's like. We got indoor venues. We got outdoor venues. We got people who are really respecting the codes, people who are not. The thing that never changed was that people want live music. So we found environments where it was perfect. Like we went to Asheville. Everybody's outside.
Bro,
when they came up to the merch table, they're wearing masks and things like that. You know what I mean? They're doing all the right things.
Absolutely.
So, and then we have people come up at the end and say, this is what we missed. This is what we need. Some live music in our lives. It's like, if that's what you need, that's why we're here. You know?
Right. I mean, it's tough, bro. I mean, music is what everybody relates to, right? Like that. It's so weird seeing just a group of strangers just kind of like moving their body and just breaking away from the norm, right? And that's what happens, man. When it comes to music, people tend, when they start dancing, it's like you've broken out of that 9 to 5, like what you need to do, like. I need to make money. I need to get up. I need to provide. And then, like, when it comes to, like, music, people can just sit there and kind of just jones out and just put everything off to the side.
Totally, man. Well,
and then, when you see them jonesing or driving, it's like, man, I'm in the right lane. Like, that's what I'm meant to do.
Yeah, man. Well, like, talk to the drummer on something like this where it's like you provide for people in a different sense than anyone's ever imagined. It's not about food on the table or the money in your pocket. I'm going to give you a place to lean back. With the people that you want to be with, and things feel good in that kind of a place, and then you got to own that. And then my job as a frontman is to talk to them, to say like, look at where you are right now. Look at what we're trying to provide you and what you provide us, and tail for that. It's like there's this two-way street with live music that's unlike anything you've ever experienced. Where what hits your ear is what you got to give back to me in terms of raw emotion.
For sure.
And when we found that in places, man, was it special during the midst of this, where people are afraid to hug their family members.
It's insane.
They're willing to come to a stranger and say, let me buy a T-shirt.
Right.
Let me talk to you about your music, and I'm going to go home, and you gave me something that I get to keep for the next couple of weeks,
For sure. So to backtrack, man, when did you start playing the guitar or just singing or just like when, not when you found your groove, but when your mother was like, oh, okay, this is what he wants to do.
Dude, I had really cool parents that like when I
honestly, that was my next question was how cool are your parents? Because with the outfits that you wear, I mean, it's not, bro. It's not It's not from the mall.
Yeah, man.
It's not from this generation.
It's curated.
It's not from this generation, and that is strictly like what you've learned in your own household.
Yeah, man.
like that's the type of mentality that you've already got, and it thrives right through your skin, bro.
What really touched me growing up is I'm the last of 4 kids, so like as I found music for myself for the first time, I realized I was finding the music that was there for them growing up.
Oh, cool.
So first song I ever learned on guitar is "Rockin' Robin" by the Jackson 5.
Hey,
man. It's
all
like,
right.
What that meant for me in the grand scheme of things, I don't really know. But it turned me on to a type of music where it was like, if it doesn't feel good, it's nothing for you.
I mean, that's honestly a great first song to learn, man. Because I mean, Rockin' Robin, dude. Like you want to talk about a song that has no ill will, bro. It's positive vibes, and it's got that thing, man. That makes people just kind of lose all control of their limbs and just kind of bounce out.
Dude,
like,
that's so funny because I have a Charlie's playlist, and Rockin' Robin is at the very top of it.
That's
The
awesome.
Bobby Day version.
Dude, my
is at the top of it.
dad,
The Jackson 5, bro. You got to go with that one.
yeah, for sure. My dad
It's a
always
baby,
said,
bro. You got to go with what the baby wants. And the baby wants Bobby Day. The baby wants Jailhouse Rock by Elvis Presley. That's what
There you
she's
go.
about, dude.
What?
Straight up, she loves it.
But
She
not
loves
Michael
that Elvis.
Jackson?
Yeah,
bro,
Charlie has spoken.
My dad always said, if you wanna know if a song's gonna be a hit or not, put it in front of a kid.
Yeah.
He's like, 'cause that kid's got no biased opinion. He doesn't know what the lyrics mean. All he knows is the rhythm and the beat of the song.
Totally.
So if you can get a kid to sit there and say he likes it without knowing what you're saying,
Yeah.
then you've hit that chord that you need to hit. man,
Exactly.
which is
Right.
super dope.
Absolutely.
And there's a level where, you know, when it comes to feel-good music, when it comes to soul, when it comes to funk, which is what we as a band identify with, you got to check your ego at the door. Because if it doesn't feel good to them, it shouldn't feel good to you.
For sure.
You know, as a drummer, he's coached them into the moment, and then I'm trying to make them feel comfortable in that kind of a feel. And so from a young age, like I was 9 when I got my first guitar. And by 14, I'm taking on my first time singing, but like taking on a song that meant a lot for my mom, and having that be part of what drove me was sharing this with them. And then I had parents that respected the grind because of what my older siblings did. They were hardworking people. So when it came along that I wanted to be in bars Friday, Saturday, Sunday night
Right.
from freshman year of high school, my parents had to sit in that bar with me and say, like, it's cool. He's not going to be drinking, but he wants to play.
That's
Right.
awesome. So your parents were there, like
Every single
supporting you?
weekend, every single night, dude.
That is cool.
You're
shit,
so
man.
lucky, man. I ran into almost the opposite.
Yeah.
So-
It's absurd how good they were to me, but it's also it helps to build an environment and a culture around the band that is full embrace of it. It's like we all got parents, we all got family that we want them to come to these shows and know that this is a place for all of us to
sure.
share in the music that comes out of a person that, you know, it takes a village. If you're going to put effort into a human being, when they grow up, you want to get something in return. And we
Right.
provide feel-good music, man. Like,
And dude, it does too, man. You know, when I showed my wife "Tornado," the song that you guys gonna be playing tonight, immediately, dude, she was like, she walked away, came back, and she was humming it, and
Nice.
it was one of those things where it's like, dude, that's it. If you can get like the hook on the song, if you can get that hook to hook them, man, and then all of a sudden you got them humming that.
Yeah.
That's it, dude.
As you call it, earworming.
dude, you're earworming
Earworming.
someone. You're putting that there, and it's like, you know, the greatest gift that I was ever given is by guys like Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder, who have given me a soundtrack to live by. So regardless of what's going on in my day, I got a song that helps me digest what's going on in the moment, to get through it, to see hopeful sides and to see the bad side when I want to. It's like our live show is what makes us who we are, because we go out there with every emotion that we felt up until today, and we
Right.
said we got to put it on the line, whether I'm going to be slamming my face onto the floor going for a guitar solo, tripping on something, or it's like just living a life where you're on the edge of that, man. You're pushing hard.
Right. Absolutely.
That's super dope, man. So you said when you start playing in the bars,
I was playing in bars by the time I'm 15. So like
Yes.
my first gig is
That's
when I'm
wild,
14
dude.
on vacation.
That is wild,
bro,
man.
can you imagine being a bar owner and then you have all these patrons, right, that want to hear good music, and you're like, I'm gonna bring in this 14-year-old.
But you don't even tell them, right?
Well,
Dude,
and that's-
the Mad Hatter used to be like that back in the day. Did
The
you ever hear
Mad
of
Hatter,
the Mad Hatter
bro,
was like
that
that.
was.
Dude, that was my
I mean, it's a
spot,
classic.
but
Yeah,
for sure.
I
But
mean,
they were
it's like a
14,
legendary.
15, 13-year-olds. Like, everyone was going there, like, regardless of age. And that was full bar. Like, they were running a whole system there. It was pretty, I mean, it was the spot. But, I mean, if they knew that many young kids were going through that time, like, dude, who knows? I'm surprised they lasted as long as they did. But there was a different culture back then, too. We were in a different culture these days than we were back.
For sure.
In 2000 and what? I'd say 2005, 2006 was when, like, that was really hitting. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, the early 2000s, man.
That was my era of going to the Mad Hatter and stuff.
So Matt, let me ask you this question because it makes me think about like, so you being as young as you were, starting off, right, and being in places that adults would be.
Bro,
Yeah.
I just literally thought like I just had the image of you being in 8th grade, coming into class all tired and telling the teacher,
Right.
"Sorry, I had to work a gig last night."
I saw
like,
some
what-
shit last night. Yeah, like it was
Right,
crazy.
what gig?
Coming in smelling like cigarettes.
She'd be like, "Where have you been? Do we
Man.
need to call Child Protective Services?"
But exposure from a stage is different than exposure as a patron. You know, I'm not a young kid walking into a bar trying to get a drink. I'm walking into a bar saying, like, whoever's on that stage right now is a person that I need to play up to.
Right.
And I always had a really supportive environment in that. It was never like... And also with my folks, there was a level of transparency that brought that because we saw that shit together, you know? What it is what it is. If my mom's getting hit on by some creep, it's like I have to address it as a 15-year-old. It's like,
Right.
that's the life we live. But my first gig was my dad tipping a guy $20 for me to come play reggae with him. And, like, I still play with that guy to this day, but that was the type of music that I didn't appreciate before that moment. And then I get thrown into it, and you realize that the language itself is spoken different for the moment that it has to feed.
Right.
So I think that the exposure that it gives you as a young person to be playing music in all these clubs is that of a lot of truth. You know, whether it's people ingesting any kind of substances that makes them who they are, or it's someone being at a level where they need that music, you see a lot of honesty in that from a young age.
That's awesome, man. Dude, I've got to meet your mom and dad, honestly, man.
You would love Phil and Mary Carroll. They're great people.
Hey,
They're good.
They should be down here supporting you, man. They should be down here.
They don't need to see me drink like this. Come on.
No, it's going to be great, man. And I want to ask you as well, man. Are you cool with hot wings? Or is that
Yeah, I love them.
you do love hot wings? So,
Yeah, I'm not
so
even-
do you mess with like the hot sauce? Like you dig that stuff?
My roommates and I a few years ago did our own hot ones challenge.
Oh, nice,
in
dude.
private, yeah.
How did that go?
It was a lot of fun.
Was it just did you buy the actual hot sauces that Hot Ones has?
So we did. I can't remember what they're called, but those two real bad ones.
Megadeth
We
and
got-
the bomb.
The Bomb and Megadeth. We did both of those.
I've got both of those at the house. That was what Kaylin was saying. Did you bring those down to have them try? But we actually have a special sauce for you guys tonight. It's by Smokin' Ed Curry, the guy that created the Last Dab and Triple X. So the guy that created that's got the hot sauce that we're going to be using tonight, man. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
You need another drink.
I don't know if it's going to be as potent as like the Megadeth and the Bomb. The Bomb was insane. That just tastes like battery acid.
The Bomb didn't taste good. Was the
It
problem?
was battery acid,
like,
dude.
Megadeth was hot, but
It had a good
tastes
flavor,
great,
right?
yeah.
So like, and Kaylin was the same way, man. Kaylin, she put it on every one of the wings. It would only be a little dab,
yeah.
but she likes the numbness, right? Like that's a good thing, man. But when it comes to the Bomb, it's just like whoever made that was they were just going after the gut wrenching. Oh my God,
Yeah.
I can't do this again.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's blow your innards out
Yeah.
real quick and just dump anything that you thought you had in your stomach.
Do you guys have anything big going on tomorrow?
Hopefully
Tomorrow.
not.
Right? You need to
No.
take Thursday off,
You
man.
might need a break.
I'm gonna drink a gallon of milk to start my day, and probably drink a gallon of milk to end my. Dude, it's just spicy foods have never been my thing. My older siblings liked them, and they would use them to mess with me. So like the torments in the back of my head was some subconscious shit, where I told my girlfriend I was gonna tell you guys this. So the first time we went on a date, she says, "I don't like pizza," and I had taken her to a pizza place, and I was like, "Oh my
Oh,
God,
man.
I'm sunk right now." And I was like, "You like any of the stuff on this menu?" She's like, "Buffalo chicken pizza." And I wasn't going to tell her that I can't do well with spicy food. So I was like, I'm just going to try to get through this.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's going to be what it is. And then I'm like blowing my nose every 3 bites, and I'm crying in front of this girl. It's like, it's the first time I met this chick.
That's hilarious, dude.
But you suffer through that kind of thing. And when Jay said, you like spicy foods, and I said no, he goes, that's perfect. I was like, I knew this was going to be messed up, man.
That's funny, man. So was it like the Along Came Polly moment? You guys went back to her house, and then you ended up clogging her toilet.
It was lonely tears afterwards. Dropped her off. Tried to get the spice out of my face.
That's funny, man. Was that a Max Pizza by chance?
No, dude, that's a place called Rockefeller's in Sharonville.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my spot.
Dude, those Buffalo pizzas, man, when they throw like a little bit of celery on it, that's key.
What is that? Not celery, but like there's another green that they put on top
Chives?
of it. Chives.
Yeah,
Chives
yeah.
is really good.
So I
and
like-
some green onion.
For sure. Well, I think green onions. I think green onions and chives are probably the same thing.
I feel
in
like
most
it.
restaurants. But the celery was cool because it's got that crunch, man. We were talking about that earlier, like the crunch on top of something soft. We were talking about donuts, man. I'm actually thinking about opening up a donut shop.
That could be tight.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. It could be super dope, but it's early mornings, right? Because you would have to get up and cook the donuts every morning.
Oh,
but
dude.
Unless, bro, I'm just waiting for like an Alexa to come out with an oven where I can just be like, Alexa, oven on, and then go back to bed and just let it cook.
Like an automatic easy bake kind of a
Bro,
thing.
there's
like super,
there's an Alexa microwave. That makes 0 sense to me, but you can literally tell Alexa to cook your popcorn. But you're already standing there, right? So you're basically
Girl,
at the
if you don't
machine.
touch the button.
Yeah, you already got to grab the popcorn.
It's all right, bro. Unless Alexa's
it in
putting the
the-
popcorn in the microwave, I'm
That
not
would be
spending.
impressive.
That would be impressive. Yeah, yeah. Seriously, if you just like Alexa, I want mac and cheese. Okay.
It's like
Right.
Just that- just
arm
that-
has to
just
come
that
down.
random, okay.
Arm has to come down, pick it from the shelf.
Oh, from
Put
Back
it in the
to-
microwave.
What was that? Back to the Future, where
This
Marty
pizza is taking forever. Dude, Back to the Future, man. That what was it, like hydro pizza or whatever it was?
right?
And that was cool though, because that was like they actually used Pizza Hut for that moment, right?
Right.
And so that was like that might have been one of the first times that I saw like an advertisement
Within a movie.
within a movie,
Yeah.
right? And then of course you've got Wayne's World, that one scene where the
Pepsi scene.
bro, the Pepsi scene. He's like, I don't know about that, but this is the taste of a new generation.
Dude.
And then then they're opening up the pizza box, the Domino's and KFC, and man, genius.
That's the
dude.
funny placement, but the slick placement is the Twizzlers dispenser at the top of the Garthmobile.
Oh,
Dude,
man.
that's cold. Like if I actually had a car that dispensed Twizzlers, to
Twizzlers
me,
out of the top, dude.
I wouldn't mind
Seriously.
traffic. I wouldn't mind gas. I wouldn't mind whatever it has to be. You know,
Bro,
if I get hit,
just-
I get hit. At least I got Twizzlers.
Not gonna lie, I would follow you guys on tour if you guys had a Twizzler dispenser car.
That wouldn't be much of a tour, dude. We'd just be incapacitated. They knock me out. I ate enough.
The Twizzler tour, bro.
Dude,
I'll just throw them at you from the back.
you have to have a special like theme song, so it's like the Ice Cream Man, but you're just the Twizzler
No,
Man,
just
right?
Twizzlers. If you guys are listening, look out for these guys, okay?
Damn it.
Yeah, we need a Twizzler tour.
Dude.
So we really
2021 Twizzler tour.
when we were looking at sponsors for the summer tour, which I don't know why we were looking at sponsors at the level we're at, but we were looking at sponsors, and we were like, Jägermeister, of course, because it's the secret to my smile. It's everything I needed. And they
You
just
like
kept-
Jaeger?
I love Jägermeister.
Holy
dude.
Bro, you like black licorice?
No, but I like Jaeger. I wouldn't eat that. That's nasty. But
It's literally a liquid version.
dude, I understand. But I don't
It is
microwave
exactly
them. I
that.
don't microwave them, so
That's
it's not.
crazy. Yeah.
So, but they came out with a cold brew, and I was like, "Yo, we'll rent a van, we'll wrap it in Jägermeister cold brew. Please, just hook us up." And they didn't respond to an email. So Jaeger, if you're listening, I'm watching for you. I am.
Dude, and that's one of those things, man. It only takes one tweet. I've written 7-Up over a dozen times, and I've written them. Check your DMs. I'm in there. You're losing out on this, man. It's like there's little things, and it's like as soon as they do see it, one of the 24, 25, 26-year-old interns that's working for them is going to go, this is a good idea. You guys need to do this.
See, but that's the thing, though, that I really do hate, right? So we're sitting here talking with you guys, and then we've got all these companies. There's a lot of people that have been in the game for a very long time, and then there's so many new bloods or very fresh faces that could come in and make some adaptations, but it's like they don't give it enough. So something I wanted to make sure I asked you guys is, away from like live music, right? What do you think is like the biggest adaptation that you guys have had to
Overcome?
Yeah, absolutely. To overcome during this pandemic?
home recording. We
Yeah.
have worked so hard.
You nailed it too.
Well, dude, and like we spend so much of our time at this point, you know, whether it's him in his home studio or me in my home studio. Like, if this shuts down, we got to be able to get tracks back and forth. That's the only way we're going to be able to operate. So, it's taken a lot of time of kind of pulling together everyone's equipment and saying, like, what do we got to use to get this done?
Yeah, it's cost some money too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude, tell me about it, man.
Yeah.
You know, but that's the thing. It's like, you know, you guys are in a whole new lane. People still want music. They still want to hear music, but we can't go to a bar to hear it, right? So you've been doing a lot of the Tin Roof.
Dude, I've been doing all those live streams for all the venues that show me love on a regular basis. The least I can
shout
do.
them out, bro. Shout
Yeah,
'em
dude.
out.
Well, I got to send love to the Tin Roof, who has put me on a national touring circuit for the first time in my life. It's
That's
like,
awesome,
y'all are good to
dude.
me. I can go play in San Diego. I can play Orlando. We can play Nashville. All those spots.
That is so cool that Tin Roof does that too. Because Tin Roof, I mean, they do that with a lot of artists. And so
Totally,
when
man.
well, you know, 2-3 years ago when I was going there, they were like, you know, this guy's coming out of Nashville. He's coming in, and you know, I mean, just for them to be able to show love to people like you who are hustling,
Totally.
and you know, because obviously, you know, you want to get to that point where you're playing Riverbend, obviously, but
Yeah, man. But in the meantime, it's like you appreciate the process whole way through.
100%.
And with a place like that, they give us Thursday nights where it's like, what's Thursday night going to be, you know, without a house band? So we
Right.
go in there, we do everything we can to provide the vibe that we do, and then we go out on the weekends and they give us that jumping off platform. But then in the meantime, every time they bring in a national act, like you're saying, they put me in front of them. They say, just go do your thing.
It's awesome.
And, you know, I've opened up
gives
from,
you a chance to shine too.
yeah, I've opened up for Luke Pell from the Bachelorette, and I've
That's
opened up
awesome.
for Luke Combs. It's like Luke Combs on the way up from Hurricane plays the Cincinnati Tin Roof, and I get to be up there and do that thing with him and just talk to him in the parking lot, treat him like a human being, have
That's
this moment. So,
super dope, man. Actually, he's got one of my Nashville native hats.
man, that's
Dude,
killing.
somebody, I want to thank this guy, man. I can't remember the dude's name, but back when Mint was open,
Dude.
this dude traveled down from, I think Columbus, Ohio. He was a fan of the brand, and he traveled in, and the dude was like, "Hey, man, I'm a fan." It was Cleveland. He was from Cleveland because he actually dropped off a hat and some bracelets in LeBron James's mailbox. He literally, bro, like I sent him. He was like, "Hey, man, I found LeBron James' address." This guy was incredible, dude. It hurts my heart that I can't remember his name, man. But he just came in. He was a fan, and he was like, "Hey, I'm friends with Luke Combs and a couple of guys, so I got him a Nashville hat that he got to Luke Combs, and then he dropped some stuff off in LeBron's mailbox."
The access you have with LeBron's mailbox, man, that's pretty absurd.
Let's get
But,
it,
like,
dude.
Dude, just showing love to artists like that. That dude's on the way up. He's the most honest man in country music, and you gotta love that shit, man. There's
Right.
nothing better.
For sure, bro.
You know,
for
he's
sure.
changing the landscape. He's this modest dude who's going up there. He's not the pretty boy. He's just a great songwriter.
So that's country music, right?
yeah, man, that's true country music.
So
you
what?
know?
So what do you think about country music? Is it? I mean, it's more pop, right? I mean,
Broken.
that's the way that I look
Yeah.
at it.
But if people buy the tickets, they go to the shows, they stream the records. You know, who are we to say what is new country music? You know, everything in the moment
Very
has
true.
no genre. We'll label it in 20 years where we really know where this shit went. You know,
Well,
that's a good call, man.
some of it follows a formula though. So like the pop country thing. I mean, there's a pretty particular formula you can follow when you write a song that way.
Oh, yeah.
That you know is gonna sell.
For sure.
It's mathematical.
100%. And you guys, you know, I feel like you guys take a little, like you implement just a little bit of this and a little bit of that,
yeah.
and then put a lot of your own touch on it.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys know what sells and what doesn't, but you guys know how to perform without making it sound cookie cutter. Right?
Right.
Like you guys, because your sound is like no one else, man.
Well, thank you,
like,
man.
and then that might, you know, it might end up playing against you in the long run. Just because, not in the long run, because I feel like in the long run you guys are gonna surpass everybody else. I honestly believe that, man. I think 5 years from now this podcast, this interview is gonna be 100,000 views because of where you guys are going. You know what I mean? Like you guys have it, dude. And there's so many musicians out there, right? And they're all trying to conform to other people, or I want to sound like Luke Combs, or I want to sound like Justin Timberlake, or I want to sound like this person. You guys are on your own tangent. You know what I mean?
Man.
Like and you guys, like, I would compare you more to like a Gary Clark Jr., bro.
Man, that's touching. That's super touching, dude.
It should be. It should be, because obviously, like, for the people who know who Gary Clark Jr. is, he's the guy that gives you goosebumps when he plays the guitar, right? Like, that dude's insane. And I think you guys are right along that cusp, man. You just have to find somebody that sees what you're doing, because it's not what you're doing. It's radio, but it's bigger than radio. You know what I mean? I feel like the music that's on radio is dubbed down. It
does have to fit a mold. It has to stay
fit a
within
mold.
a format. We've got to have like this genre, this genre, this genre. It has to sound this way, to where like you guys are very ambiguous in regards to like what your sound goes towards, because it could be more blues, it could be more rock and roll, it could be more country, but it can do that within one song.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas like there are some people that stay within a format, and then you have some people that it's like, hey, do you do hip hop, or are you some type of like new R&B, or are you this? And like Jay said, it really does take some toll on artists that get stuck in those boxes, because there is no adaptation to go outside of it once you get put there. But I think for you, what makes you guys so awesome is like having a live band, right? Like having live artistry, live performance. It's not like you plug, you play, and then I've got, my voice going over top of a dub voice, when I'm at a live event, versus like, this is me. We're going to play all of our instruments right here, and then we're going to go like 1,000%. So you're going to enjoy all of this.
Totally, man.
Right?
There's something to be said about, like, songwriters are a particular breed of people. And I think most musicians consider themselves writers to some extent, because you write so much of what you feel within the song. So it's like, I know I'm just a medium for what this is going to be. Tornado, which the song that we're going to play today is a song.
I've been singing it in my head for the past 45 minutes while we're in the middle of it.
Dude, all I'm trying to do is haunt your dreams. You know what I mean? Like,
It's there.
that's why I
so
bought the
many
shirt and I write the shit.
If you don't know how many earworms I got, I swear I got a bunch of them.
Dude, I was going to ask if I could play a song for you guys at some point on here. But
That'd be dope, dude.
Tornado in particular is a song that I wrote, and I was like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that is, but it came through me, and it is now here. And then you give it a few weeks, and you're like, this song started to find meaning in my life because it's now tangible.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's a song that I've written on acoustic guitar, and I sing in my basement. And I bring it to a friend like Nick, and I'm like, what's this sound like to you on drums? And we get this, we get so much pull, we get so much drag,
Right.
and now you start to have this musical conversation. At the end of it, it's like, so we have something that is resonant to not just me, it's here for all of us.
Right.
So it's that mutual communication, collaboration, where you start to really find the earworm is now part of our lives. We're mending.
For
Dude,
sure.
I'm just saying, you just got me hyped. I'm ready to jump back in a band right now. I'm ready to go. Let's go. I mean, any musicians out there, we can jam. I'm down.
I mean, it's awesome.
Dude,
dude.
yeah.
The
I
fact.
love the collaboration, man.
And that's what it is, man. When you bring the other guys involved, and when because that was another question I was going to have was, obviously, do you write your own music?
Yeah.
And I've noticed that you guys are really good with the hooks.
Yeah.
On all your tracks, you've got those. I feel like you've really narrowed it down to what radio wants, but you've got it on your own scale, right? So it's like you've got the blues riffs and all the things that make it unique to you guys, which is, dude. I mean, I grew up on blues music. I'm from Chicago, man. So the guitar riffs and the bass and the drums, everything tied into it, man. It's so bluesy and just so. It just makes you makes you move in ways that you're like you don't even realize you're doing, man. It's almost like your body turns into a smoke signal.
You know what's
You know,
crazy though? Is like as soon as I heard tornado, I literally had the picture of like when Dave Chappelle went out with John Mayer.
Hey,
And, like,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
when you
Dude.
get a
Now
live
watch white
guitar-
people and the electric guitar. The electric keyboard. Dude, that shit is amazing.
That was hilarious, dude.
But, dude, there's something that is like, there's guitar music. You know, you define that as shit like the Eagles and Led Zeppelin and all these cats that they made playing the guitar fun. And unfortunately, that does fall to a certain demographic, but it's like, it's been taken up by every single type of person that you could ever imagine
For
and
sure.
made into this medium of just speaking the truth, man. You can't lie on that thing. You know, it's all honest.
100%. So at what point did your dad finally cross over and say, "This is it. My son's got it"? Like, you know, because there was a moment in my life where, you know, I've been doing the clothing line thing for a long time, and my dad's always been against it until I broke the mold.
Yeah.
You know, and all of a sudden he was like, "Look, man, I want to tell you, like, I tried starting a clothing line when I was 19 years old and gave up when I was 24, and I was heartbroken." He's like, "So I never wanted to see you go down that same path and be heartbroken over it, but I broke that mold." So the whole time my dad was just kept saying, "Hey, you know, like don't let it break you. Don't let it break you." You know what I mean?
Totally. Dude, there's something special about the way that my dad looked at it after, like, you know, I had siblings that were all athletes, all kids that really pushed it, had a great work ethic. And when I was 14, he said, "Is this what you want to do the rest of your life?" And I said, "Yes."
That's crazy.
And
at
at
14,
Dude, and you know, that was super transparent and honest to me, and I'm thankful every day that I chose the right path with that, and I wasn't scared to tell him, because he doubled down on me.
that's awesome.
You know, that's not a parent at that point. That's the greatest, you know, teammate that you could ever be given.
Right.
So I got this dude that every time he comes out to a show, he gives out 50 of my business cards. I'm like, who in God's name are you giving all these fucking cards to, man?
No, but that's
But,
the thing, though.
dude,
he
he works
wants to pump you up.
Exactly. And he's got us into the craziest rooms, whether we're sitting with iHeartRadio or Warner Brothers or any label, or we're sitting in San Diego together. Me, my dad, and my mom having a glass of wine and saying, "What did you think of that set?" You know, the greatest blessing of my life has been getting to share that journey with them
100%.
and
dude.
seeing how good to me they can be during that. You know, it's like, I got no shame in the fact that my parents are my number one supporters. You know,
Right.
they always will be, and they deserve the world for that, man.
Now,
For
Nick,
sure.
let me ask you this: Is it kind of the same with Matt? Like, have your parents been like? What is the impact of your family, your support group? What has that been like for you?
I mean, my parents, they don't show up to every gig like Matt's parents do, which I did tell Phil one time. I cursed in front of Phil. I looked at him at Latitudes one night. I was like, "I can't believe y'all come to every fucking gig he has." And they were like, "Yeah, we love it."
That's
But,
awesome, man.
No, my parents, they saw that I had a talent for it at an early age, and they just, I quit playing basketball pretty quick. So
Same.
They were all-
Same. Same.
so
Same,
they were all
completely.
about it. I think they were happy I found something I really loved. I think, yeah. If I could just get them to show up to as many gigs there, that would be pretty dope.
What's coming? Like, there's going to be a point, which I'm sure, to where they'll just show up to a gig to when you least expect it.
Yeah.
But like, that's when you need them to be there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, I there's no doubt in my mind, man. As long as you guys don't give up, you guys are gonna blow up, dude.
Absolutely.
100%, man. I've been around a lot of musicians in my time, and I've seen how they progress. I've seen the wrong moves. I've seen the right moves. I've seen the teams that they have around them, and you guys have it, bro. You guys have it. Like, I swear to God. So just and the only reason why we're here today is because I haven't given up with what I've done, bro. Like, I've wanted to give up 1,000 times, man. You know,
Man,
it's
you
like-
should have heard this motherfucker last
He had,
week.
he had to talk me off a ledge like 2 weeks ago, man. And that's just one of those things. It's like, you know, there's a bigger picture,
Yeah.
right? You just have to understand that there's a process involved, and there's going to be a lot of rejections, and there's going to be a lot of waiting, and there's going to be a lot of almost make it, bro. There's going to be so many times where you thought that this is it, this is my moment to shine, this is my move. But you just got to keep trekking, man. Keep punching away at the clock, because it'll happen.
Totally.
And especially, I mean, you guys already have the arsenal, dude. You've got the team, and the bullets that you guys have, and the gun are fierceful, dude. Like that music is fire, bro. It is.
Well, thank you, man.
It's so far beyond what other people are trying to put out. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, especially in the Midwest, man. You know, something like you guys are doing. You would be able to understand it in California, right? Somewhere where people move out there just to do the blue light, the blue light sessions, where they go and 3 o'clock in the morning they're sitting there with a bunch of musicians trying to write music together. You know, that's what LA used to be about, man. But I feel like you guys already have what everyone else is searching for.
You have the talent. I think you guys just need the exposure of time.
Well, and
right?
it's
only
hard
a
to say.
matter
I
of
was
time.
I was actually gonna say that I pursued music for a long time as well, and I got some pretty solid advice from a guy that, you know, he took his punches over the years, but he said the only people that didn't make it on the level, like where you're at or where you're up and coming, regional, national, whatever, are the ones who didn't that just stopped, that didn't complete the journey.
Yeah.
Because
Just gave up, man.
right, exactly, because all it takes is, like you said, like you're coming to this thing as you started as a kid, and you've come this far. You know what I mean? Like, all it takes is one
Right.
hit, one
Totally.
one person to catch an eye.
It's not even a
Yeah,
hit. It's the person.
It's person. It's about. That's how I always looked at things. It's like find a back door to someone, whether it's Sony or any of the major players. You find some kind of door, Sony Red or some other, platform that opens your door to, and all it takes is it can happen on a Tuesday, man. Like all of a sudden, it's just like if you give up.
So the
You never
bowling
know,
alley.
man.
Yeah.
So basically, what he's saying is the bowling alley gig, like whatever that gig is that you're supposed to do on like a hard Thursday, just do it.
Dude, seriously, at the end of the day, you're right, though, man, because all it takes is one person to be
Yeah,
sitting in
one
that
person,
bar
for sure.
having a bourbon that's just here, out of town. Just Procter & Gamble's right here, bro. Like, I still
Walk
have...
the Moon, bro. That's how they got signed.
Dude, I still have... I found it the other day. I met some guy in a random bar who was one of the bigwigs of Def Jam. And I've got his business card still at my house, bro. Just some guy just sitting at the bar by himself, drinking a bourbon, and I struck up a conversation with him. So some guy that wasn't there to be all flashy. He was just from out of town. You know what I mean? And
Right.
that's what it is, man. It's those people, like, you never know. Every single person that walks through the door, when you're playing that music, you know what I mean? You're gonna strike a chord with everybody.
Totally.
And that's one of those things where it's like you never know who it is, man. Just like we were talking earlier, that Hayden Haas, he's not even 15, I don't think, man. I think he's like 12 or 13 years old. This kid came into the store and it was like, hey, give me some free clothes, I'll promote it. And it's like, dude, you're 12.
Right. Yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
gonna do for me that me and my 30-year-old friends can't do? And lo and behold, bro, he just
can.
posted one picture and he's got 15,000 likes, and it's just
Yep.
like you can never judge a book by
You
its
just
cover,
can't,
man.
and, like,
And you gotta
play your-
keep plugging away.
And like you play in your shows, for example, you're playing putting the same energy in front of 10 as you are 100. You know what I mean? Or
Absolutely.
1,000.
Pass around that peanut butter. Let's roll.
Right. So exactly. But yeah, so like you're putting that energy to 10 people as you are to here you go, Aaron. As you are to 1,000, because that opportunity might pop up. That guy might be sitting, for Rise Records, or you know what I mean, like I said, Sony,
Totally.
or anyone, Universal, anyone.
Unlimited options.
Exactly. There's so many opportunities because there's so many levels that you can enter from now. Because if they see it, they're going to invest, and you're just, dude, you're a small,
Totally.
a
You guys-
small
you guys
link
need a
away.
beer?
Yeah.
I'm good for right now.
Tyrell, bring another one over.
And in the days of social media, like social networking, like these record labels have some serious teams, man. They got some serious teams, and they're scouting.
Totally.
Trust me, you've been seen. You've been seen. It's just about the right person finding you, man.
Well, I think those things all apply, but you know, if you're not happy today, don't expect to be happy tomorrow by what someone else is going to do for you. And
Sure.
I
sure,
feel
bro.
like the luckiest man every day when I step up with a band of guys who care for me like the best coworkers you could ever ask for.
For sure.
I got an awesome support group, and I get to do the thing I love, which is make music. And like, no one's ever going to define for me what it is to make it. And I'm happy for this to grow and do good things for more and more people. But on a day where, you know, the biggest thing I do is sit down with a cool-ass clothing brand of a dude that's been a homie to me for the past 4 years, is like,
Hey.
but that's simple joy, man. It's like I rock my native gear every day, whether it's my oversized sweatshirt or my hat, dude. It's like,
Appreciate you, man.
I just like the fact that I'm exposed to people who care about what they contribute to all of us. Not just their own life, not just to when they make it, to
Right.
right now. So right now I'm going to keep living, man. I'm going to keep loving this. And
Attitude, bro.
Dude,
Chill for that, man.
it blows
That
my
attitude,
mind that
man.
you're only 24 years old, man.
Dude, it's crazy.
The
Yeah.
fact that you're only,
Impressive, man.
I mean, obviously you got an early start with your parents saying, you know, go, because dude, 14 years old going to the bars and playing music, like that's insane. Like the fact that like you literally have to get up and go to, you know, freshman year of high school the next day. So
totally.
the fact that your parents will let you do that, shout out to them.
Yeah.
And your parents' names are Jane and Jack.
No, my parents made it Phil and Mary Carroll, but I learned the same things from all of them.
So Jane and Jack
Good.
is a new song coming out.
Jane and Jack is a new song that I worked on during the pandemic, and it's one of the most transparent things I've ever put out. With just like, we all got the places we go for the comforts we need. Can I play the song for you?
You want to play right now?
Yeah, man. Let me grab a guitar really quick.
Bro, let's do it.
Cool.
man.
My dad's name's Jack, so there we go.
It's not.
Shout out to my dad.
Before
Yeah.
Matt wrote this song, he texted me and he said, "Nick, I want to start writing honest music about my habits. Can I do that?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And the song called Jane and Jack. I'm like, "Damn, yeah." There you go.
Got it. I got it.
That's
I
time.
understand now. Before you get started, let me ask this question because this is super important, and I know we're getting close to our time. But what is it about the pandemic that maybe has had you guys become better artists, right? Outside of just like consistently being like active, writing, performing, doing stuff like that,
I can answer that one for him.
right?
Bro, they I know you've had to step up your game. Like you're comfortable with writing songs, playing music, but now you've got to not only do you have to do those, right? Like typically you would just go to a bar, and then that bar would be the people that would do the promotions to bring the people there. Now during the pandemic, you've got your online videos that you're doing, so you're basically having to write the songs, play the music, and grab all the attention and bring them to your page, right?
Totally.
So
Well,
and not only that, the videos that you're putting out, like when you actually had your it was almost like it was what do they call it, CC'd or whatever, like closed caption.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you had a closed caption over the video as well, which is impressive, bro. I mean, I'm doing this thing every Wednesday, and I'm learning new things every week, and Aaron's learning new things every week, and,
Absolutely.
and Andrew's learning things every week. I still don't know how to add a closed caption like you did, where it looked like it was just editing, like you were just typing in, like,
Dude, so
your voice over top.
it's not me, but it goes back to that support group. I got a girl. Her name is Shelby. She
Shout out
lives
to
in
Shelby.
India. Shout out to Shelby. This is someone who stopped me 2 years ago and said, "Hey, I can believe in you."
And that's, bro.
And I said, "I can believe
So
in you."
dope.
And she said, "Let me help."
so
And
dope.
she's someone that calls me every week and says, "What can I do? Your website needs work. What can I do?" You know what I mean? Like
Hell
someone
yeah,
who's
man.
straight up with me, who loves me to record, and I love her to my core. It's like, this is someone that's done so much for me in 2 years knowing each other. And I think what it comes down to is like, the pandemic creates necessity, man. There's nothing that's going to stop me from putting my guitar on my back and playing for the people that I know need it.
Right.
You know? And
Especially at a time like this.
totally. When in a time where all we need is a distraction, whether it's 3 minutes or whether it's going to be 3 hours or 2 hours of content. It's like, put something in front of me and tell me it's going to be okay in your own way. Because we all come to terms with that. And, maybe that's the right introduction to this song. This is a song about so many things that happened during the pandemic and who we are, and not being ashamed of that and saying, if you're willing to get through it, you're willing to get through it. So this one's called Jane and Jack, everybody.
All right,
Let's
man.
go.
Let's hear it, bro. Turn me into that smoke signal, baby. Let me see it.
I've got aches and pains all over me. They ain't leaving so. The dark has a light, the day has a night, the sun has a moon. And I got worries about the rest of this. What I make of my life. Ain't got me a job, don't hold me a home, still haven't been my wife. Today came with a chance for changing. I guess the changing is up to me. My first choice between safe and dangerous is to follow my face and see. And home alone with some Jane and some Jack, the sweetest of company. The mistakes I've made are what has made me the man they've come to see. I don't need a spotless reputation to be a man I'm proud to be. So what if some Jane and some Jack, the only friends I need? And I got me some exes, and they don't like me much. This ain't from the love, this wine for the blood. Those women are tough. Never lost at the table. I chose black instead of red.
Charlie loves it.
Life is a gamble. Burn both ends of the candle. All poor when we're dead. Oh, with a taste of last night. Tastes like a bad dream. And put it down with the air of the dawn. That's indeed what it has for me. And home alone with some Jane and some Jack, the sweetest of company. Mistakes I've made, they're what has made me the man they've come to see. I don't need a spotless reputation to be a man I'm proud to be. So what if some Jane and some Jack, the only friends I need? Home alone with some Jane and some Jack, the sweetest of company. Mistakes I've made are what has made me the man they've come to see. I don't need a spotless reputation to be a man I'm proud to be. So what if some Jane and some Jack, the orphans and me.
Hey.
Thank you, guys.
All right, I get it now. I get it.
The truth is the truth, man. At some point, we all have to admit that we have vices and we've made mistakes, and it is what it is. But living this life as the person you want to be is the only thing that matters. So aspire every day. Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Absolutely, bro. That was a great song, man.
Thank you, dude.
So we're going to take the curtains down now. So hopefully some people can see outside.
Yeah, man. Good to see the levee for a little bit.
Hey, there it is. All right. Dude, very, very Jack Johnson-esque. And honestly, you might have to sign an autograph for a new fan over here.
I can do that.
Dude, she came over and started just, like, I've got video. She just sat right there and just listened, dude. She didn't do anything other than sit there and just listen to you.
Man.
And that's what we were talking about earlier, man. It's the kids, they don't hear the lyrics. All they know is the beat and the vibe that the song puts out.
Totally.
Right?
What it is to them in that moment, you can't define it.
Yeah, it's super dope, man. Dude, I can't thank you enough for being a part of this, man. And I'm super glad that we were able to link up 4 years ago, man. I'm blown away, dude. The fact that you're 24 years old, man, and you've got this much going on. It's only a matter of time before you become the next G Love or the next even Bill Withers, bro. Like,
man.
Like honestly, man, like. We're gonna be looking back on this moment and going, holy shit, we were kids.
I hope it makes
You were a kid.
I hope it makes a lot of people happy, man. And that's the only thing I've ever asked of the music outside of making me feel like the luckiest guy in the world, Like every day I get to do this is truly a blessing. And to do it around inspired people,
Right.
which, if you're in the Midwest, maybe you don't have as many as you do in New York City or LA, but you love the people that brought you up. And in this city, and these people have been so good to me, man.
For sure, bro. And that's the thing, man. Being in the Midwest, I mean, we're both on the same page, right? Like, we're both living here in the Midwest. We're both trying to do something on our own that would be way easier done in L.A. or New York.
Totally.
Definitely L.A. for both of us. Clothing and the music industry is both out there, but it's overflooded. So being here, it's like you're in this weird mix of I don't know where to go next, right? Because there's no one here that's paying attention to it.
It's undersaturated. People don't feel understood by the clothing brands and the artists that represent them versus you go out there and it's everyone fighting for the same group of listeners. But here you find that there's a group of people that haven't had their voices heard, especially by the musicians and by the the apparel shops and the people who own brands that make people feel like they know who they are.
For sure.
People identify with this stuff, whether you're someone that grew up wearing And One or you're a Levi's kid. These are things that helped you become part of the groups that loved you, supported you, did all those things.
Oh, yeah. It molds you, dude, for sure. So your older siblings, you got
I got 3 older siblings. I got 2 older brothers, and I got an older sister right above me. So it was like all the fighting that went on between my 2 older brothers, I was totally out of. I just had time with my big sister.
Oh, that's dope.
And she kind of protected me from all that. And, man, I have the great... Like, they'll come out to my shows as a fleet of 8 people and their kids, and it's like... They're just so good to me, and they come from such a different world of being these athletes. I was the only musician.
Right.
I was the only one doing that kind of thing, and they all said, if that's who you are, that's who you are. We're there for you. I did a live stream on my brother's back porch a few weeks ago.
That's dope.
I got another brother who's like, if you got to move to Nashville, let's figure out a space for you to be living. It's like I got people that care about me, man, and
That's awesome. I mean, they believe in you too. I'm sure, man. Because I'm not related to you, and I want to see you thrive, and I know you will, man. As long as you don't give up, it'll happen. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with us, man. As long as we don't give up, it's gonna happen. It's only a matter of time. You just got to keep clocking in every single day, man. You got to clock in. You got to clock in. You got to clock in. You got to clock out. You got to make sure you're happy. You got to make sure everybody's fed. You got to make sure the whole team is in order, man. It's aggravating, and it's awarding as well.
Yeah, man.
right? Because it's you know being able to put something out that everybody can feast on is a great feeling, man. It's tough to do because obviously you've got your ideas and your goal. Nick's got his ideas and his goal.
Yeah.
Each person's an individual, and that's what we've always talked about, man. It's hard for everybody to believe in what you have going on, right? But as long as the team is all on board, and as long as you believe in the team, you're gonna go a lot further in life. You know what I mean? And so that's what we've learned, man. We've tried to bring people on. We've kicked people out. We've gotten to the point where we're all trying to find our own roles and how to grab the row and just make this canoe move, man.
Totally. What do you think about runners and things like that? It's like left foot, right foot. It's a painful thing to do sometimes when you're working that hard, but there's only so many options in this world. You can either go forward or you can go backward. That's all we got. So when it comes to a band, it's like we surround ourselves with guys who are willing to be hungry, willing to be saying that, all right, I got to get up at 4:30 a.m. on Saturday, get in the bus. We got to drive 5 hours, play a show, get back in the bus, drive 5 hours home because we got a gig at home in Cincinnati the next day. It's like,
right.
That's an ugly process. And to be around people you enjoy, the company helps. But
100%.
Still, for what people make it, their comfy salary jobs, what we do here is underpaid and it's a crazy grind. But the payoff is knowing that at the end of your days, you gave something that people can grab onto that makes them an individual, makes them who they are.
I feel like you guys should be essential workers.
Man.
Yeah.
I think we fall into the category.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd agree, man. I'd agree. I mean, if all musicians just went on strike, we'd be screwed, bro.
I think there's something to be said about the difference between streaming something on your Spotify and seeing that artist that you've been following since day one, where he just said he was going to drop a new song and you're excited about that shit. I don't know if you know Joseph Nevels.
Oh, yeah.
Our Cincinnati boy who's out in L.A. just dropped a new single called Safe. Breathe by Joseph is one of my favorite songs. When I saw he dropped a new track, I was like, now my day got a little bit of something, you know what I mean? Like, I have a reason to sit back and say, none of this matters. Right. I got a new song in my life, so these people keep giving to you day in, day out. That's not an essential worker. I don't know what you call it.
For sure, man. And shout out to Joseph Nevels, man, because he, just like everyone else, we're all in the Midwest trying to make something of what we're doing, right? And Joseph went. He took a different route, right? Like we're always trying to create our own path and dig our own road, and he was able to connect with some major people out in L.A. So, and the funny thing is so many people discredit that off the rip, right? Like, and that's just, I don't know if that's just the way the Midwest is or the way society is, but they don't want to see you succeed until you do. And then when all of a sudden you do, then they're like, that's my boy. I've been following him and I've been waiting for it to happen. Because he's been working with Scott Storch for years.
Yeah,
dude.
man.
And to anyone that knows music, that's a huge, even though they might call him the Piano Man, Timbaland called him Piano Man one time.
He's so dope though.
Bro, he's the Piano Man. He's ridiculous, dude. Like Scott Storch is the shit. So, the fact that Joseph was able to break out of this Midwest thing that we're always talking about and get out there and get to LA and meet these people. And he's still in the middle of it too, man. I feel like Joseph really hasn't broken through to where he needs to be yet. Like, he's already done these big moves, and he's got Breathe. Like I did the clothing for him as well.
Yeah, man. Well, it's like 2 million streams on a couple of his tracks. It's like those are numbers that speak massively to what good your music does in the world. But I think, those haters that you make a cheers them at the beginning of the show, the people that try to put you down, when there's a victim mentality within a scene, which every scene's cursed by it, there's people that don't want to see you succeed because they feel like you and them are sharing the same barriers. And you getting over that barrier means they either have to or admit that they can't.
Right.
So there's something that's so special about having been rooting for each other the whole time. Whoever gets there, gets there. And if you're still standing here, there's a reason for that.
Well, for sure, dude. I mean, it's all, every single day, dude. You got to wake up. And, dude, for a long time, man, like the way that I consider it is like, look, dude, I've got to wake up and I've got to go hunt for my meal, right?
Yeah.
Like the people that have these 9-to-5 jobs, like you go in, you clock out. It's no best or no worse than what I'm doing, but my problem is I've got to wake up and I've got to. If I don't want to go to work, I'm not going to get fired. I just don't make any money that day.
Totally.
Right. So at that point, you're in this hunting mode where I've got to wake up and I've got to hunt for my food today.
Yeah.
And that's the definition of the starving artist, right?
Yeah,
it's
man.
like getting up and trying to hunt for that food every day. But finally, what we're always hoping for is at one point where it's like, okay, now I can finally get to the point where I'm not hunting. Now I'm praying, right? Now I'm sitting. Now I get to sit and wait.
Yeah, man.
I get to pounce on my food instead of just waiting and hoping that something's gonna come by. And that it's tough to do, man. Like as an artist, you plateau all the time. You come out with a song, you think it's gonna be amazing, you throw it against the wall, nothing happens, and you're like, what the hell? It's just maybe it wasn't the right time, maybe the right person didn't hear it, but it's like, damn, now I got to get back into the studio and make another one.
Totally.
But it's
a part of yourself every time you put it up there.
Dude,
Every time that you branch in the next place.
Every time, all you're doing is just stacking up that, like library. Yeah, you're just stacking up a library. So when you do get the hit, they've got a whole track list to follow with. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So what it sounds like is you guys are going to drop an entire discography after this pandemic is over.
Oh.
That's what I heard.
Man, we got a lot of music just sitting there ready to go. And there's certain things in my life limiting me from releasing music publicly. But every song that I write will always be at the forefront of showing the people that I care about, making sure it gets to them and just being there. But until certain aspects of my personal business start to kind of change, I have to keep things under wraps and be slow about it. There's no point in throwing it all out there at once and saying, does any of this stick, versus being cool, calculated, and considerate as to what it means to you and what it can do for the world.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. What's one thing that, especially since you guys have been working in the industry for quite a while, what is a piece of advice that you would give to other unsigned artists?
Well, to be unsigned is just the world we live in. I think it's all going to be DIY.
Absolutely, yes.
Any job that you care about the quality of is worth learning how to do yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And learning how to do well, and also respecting the right people for the right job. Whether it's a drummer who knows how to actually make it sick,
right,
how to actually make it sit, or a lawyer who knows how to actually tell you how to do the right things in your career. It's like, respect the job title and what someone does, and always be open to finding out what people do. I didn't know that what my band needed was a guy who was going to run the cameras, but I've started to realize what my band needs is a guy to run the cameras. It's like, that's as much as part of the image, the feel of everything, because it comes out of necessity.
Right.
The world's going to give you the tools you need to succeed in that. So staying open to it, never considering yourself finished, and trying to learn from that every day. It's the only advice I got.
I love the finding roles of people that you didn't think you needed.
Yeah.
I definitely get it for sure. You got to have people that you never expected to be even involved, like camera guys and people to, like a lawyer, for example. I've been down that road where you're like, dude, the lawyer does way more than I ever expected. You know what I mean? So, you're just, wow, I needed that. Okay, because, what we were talking about earlier about your family was definitely accepting. Mine wasn't so much. Mine was I moved off to college to continue playing music. My dad didn't agree for a long time. He was more business oriented, and he didn't think band was business. He thought band was fun. Band's in your garage. That's where it stops. We're not going any further. And I was like, you know what? I think it does go further. So once I made that band an LLC and I actually built a business from it, that's when he was like, all right. And he actually invested. My dad actually invested after years of me. I mean, I started at about 13 myself, like not in bands per se, not performing, but I got my first bass at 13 and then started performing at about 17 in front of crowds at the Mad Hatter of all places. But yeah, like it's one of those things where as I got older and got serious around 24, 25, then I realized camera guy is necessary. People to make your art is necessary. Like, your album art. That is like just as much a piece of you as the music you're releasing.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what. My T-shirts sell better when J Banks makes them. When Native Brand makes my T-shirts, they sell better. I don't know what that is, but much love to him for doing it. It's just like it takes someone's outside opinion to take something from 90% to 110. Like now we're balling. Now we're really doing the right things here.
Dude,
so
yeah. It's like a perspective thing. Someone sees you differently than you see yourself, right? So
absolutely.
Right. So you have this self-image of like, hey, I am this. And then someone on the outside's like, well, I see you as this. And all of a sudden they present whatever they see you as. And you're like, dude, that's what I could see myself like that. And all of a sudden, before you know it, takes off,
For sure.
Dude, I feel it. Outside perspective, it goes a long way. I mean,
it does everything, man.
Yeah. That's why caddies are in golf, man.
For sure.
they need that extra viewpoint, man.
All right, so before we get you guys to the wing challenge, right?
Stoked for that,
I thought we gave up on that.
No,
Come on,
that's happening, bro. That's happening,
dude.
It's about time, man.
No, we did not
I thought
forget.
it'll just be hype. We get a
No.
little drunk together. We hang out.
If
No,
we
we're
just-
set up back there. We're ready.
Right, no, they're like,
Jesus,
if we just
bro.
keep talking, just so you guys can see it, bloop, right?
Is Johnny Disco back there yet?
The wings are on. I just ordered the wings. I'll be back there. Johnny just got Disco's back there.
Cool.
The wings will be here in a second. So as soon as they get here, I'll pop back and douse them with the Born Stupid hot sauce.
Word.
So
Shout out.
yeah, dude. Shout out to Smoking Ed Curry, man. If I tagged him in this post. So Ed, if you're watching, dude, we're all a huge fan. Thank you very much for doing what you do. Smoking Ed Curry, he actually grows all the Carolina Reapers, and so this Born Stupid hot sauce, we bought it at Jungle Gyms. So that was actually where Smoking Ed Curry's got a bunch of his like random stuff, but the sauce that he used here, this is his own special sauce. So the Carolina Reapers and this one are the ones that he pulls out for his own personal stash. So I tasted it. I had a little pinky taste, and it was
Yeah, it looked like it was.
it was
something
pretty
in it.
it was
I
pretty
didn't wanna
pretty
eat.
potent. So
I've limited myself on the corn at Chipotle because I thought it was spicy.
Bro,
Like-
dude, thank you, Kaylin. If you're watching, it's the corn.
It's the corn.
and at Chipotle. I tell her that every time, and then she's like, "Nope, that's not the spiciness." I'm like, "I'm telling you,
Dude, that's where the
corn-
jalapenos at, and like
That's funny.
all
You
of
can't even dude, if you can't even take the corn, you're gonna be in trouble, buddy.
I told you straight up, I don't do well with spicy food. You're like, that's perfect. It's like, I'll do anything to get to hang out for a little bit. The peanut butter whiskey, I hope was worth it, but like, we'll find out once we eat this shit.
It was
I don't
good.
know.
There you
It
go.
was good.
All right, man. I'm gonna go get up and go grab the wings.
Yep.
So we're gonna go ahead and hand it over to A Hunt and Andrew to take over the rest
And
of
then
the podcast.
Andrew's gonna bounce out here in just a second after you bounce, because I think he's got some stuff to do. in the
I'm gonna
back
take
as
care of some
well.
stuff before they get started.
But
too, yeah.
oh man, holy Moses! I feel
Uh-oh.
special.
Yeah, so
I know,
so,
big weights.
So A Hunt gets to not
How
only
long
do you
we
get
got?
to end the podcast,
Right.
but you get to try to send everything over to Chapo so that Chapo can get the footage going.
Let's make
Dude,
sure.
shout out to Chapo for sure.
Yeah, dude.
he's the man.
So a quick thank you. If anyone's ever looking for video footage for your small business, Chapo Long, he owns Eyesight Media. You can find him on any of our Facebook pages. His name is Chapo, TCHAPO. There's only one of them. There's only one that's not in jail, and he's living here in Kentucky.
Right.
The other one's locked up in Mexico somewhere, I think.
No, he's in the U.S., but supposedly tried to break out. I don't know.
They're all in
But
the U.S. Dude.
I'm not gonna. Yeah,
Just
I don't want to
Lane's
talk
in the
about.
U.S. Chapo's in the U.S.
I don't
They're all
want
in
to
the
talk about it
US.
because I don't want his people coming at me. So no, I don't want. I want no parts.
How long do I
Thank you
got?
guys.
Appreciate you guys stopping.
How long do I got till this happens?
5 minutes, bro.
Yeah, 5
Probably
minutes
less
and
than
counting,
5.
bro.
So I need you
Three
to try and
minutes.
Y'all got
Like-
milk?
back in the back. I think somewhere,
right.
somewhere.
Yeah, if
I know there are yoo-hoos back
if
there.
I-
but
if
I
that's about it.
swear, if y'all send me into this with just water for me on the other side, that's
Dude.
me.
if I catch you drinking milk, I'm gonna slap it out. Slap it out of your hand though.
Yeah.
So it's an all white room.
I'm gonna avoid your ass, bro.
Yeah, but at least if he spills it though, it's not gonna really make a mess, will it?
Or if I slap it, it's not gonna make a mess either.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
I
what
can't
you're saying.
imagine. I can't imagine screaming or singing like
with a
it's a
hot
hot wing
that's-
at that
that's-
level, bro. I
and-
can't imagine.
And that's the whole
I just
premise,
can't.
man. So you eat the hot wing with the Born Stupid hot sauce, and then the second you try to take that first breath, it's all gonna go right down into your lungs, man, and all of a sudden you're gonna be burning.
Oh,
so.
that diaphragm's gonna be burning.
So let me just tell you guys something personal. When I go to Buffalo Wild Wings, I get plain wings with medium on the side and extra ranch, because that shit's gonna mess me up. So like,
That's
let's-
funny, dude.
just be light. Did you already put it on there?
No, not yet, not yet. I'm
Just light, please.
Nah, man, he's got you going back into.
Bro.
This is the very first lab challenge, man. I can't go light.
Oh,
on
I
anything.
can't
Yeah,
wait!
bro.
I
Can't go light
can't
on
wait!
anything.
Yeah.
All right,
You guys
man.
say challenge accepted and get it on. Bro.
Yeah. So you, Andrew, peace.
Yep.
I'll holler at y'all.
All right, I've got to go pick up the wings right now.
Yep.
Going to grab them. Go ahead and finish this off. If there's anything else
absolutely.
left on the notes here, make sure that you give all your social media handles, everything that you need.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Well, let's do that right now while we're
all
sitting here messing around. So, Matt, Nick, where can we find you guys on socials?
If y'all want to be good to us, the first place you start is www.mattwatersmusic.com. That's where you get everything, and it's super appreciated just for hopping on and doing that. You can find all our merch here. You can also find something we're doing right now, which we call the Pick Me Up Tour. We're literally coming onto your local street and just playing live music. You know, we've gone direct to the people that need it. So make sure that you go on, apply. If you think your street would love some live music, let us know. It's called the Pick Me Up Tour. So www.mattwatersmusic.com/pickmeup. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter at Matt Waters Music, and on Facebook at Matt W Music. Facebook.com/Matt W Music.
Also, most important thing, where can we find your music? So is it only on-
Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you want. I think we're on Rhapsody. You can probably find us on LimeWire if you want.
Oh shit! Oh shit! They still got that.
How sketchy are you, baby? Find me on LimeWire.
Right. If you're pulling LimeWire, you're also gonna pull a couple bugs and viruses.
Yeah, but don't be afraid of that because the music is worth any virus that
Yes.
might use your IP address for some kind of black market materializing. I don't know.
The music's it's good. It's good music.
It's good music. Where can they find you, Nick?
Oh, on Instagram, it's just at Nick Hack. That's NickHach. Twitter is the opposite. It's Hack Nick.
Twitter's where you get the dirt, y'all.
Twitter is where I get mad. Yeah. So that's where I rage. But on Instagram, lots of drum videos and funny stuff. And I think I'm going to start a vlog soon, and we'll see
Yeah.
if anybody likes it. If nobody likes it, I get to practice my video editing.
Hey.
So
Only thing that matters. We're also on, I live stream on Reddit every once in a while at Fusebox84. Keep that on the lows. Don't tell nobody about it.
Yeah,
what we do.
this isn't going on the internet or nothing.
Don't tell nobody.
Okay, so before we send you guys off into the lab, there is a segment that we just recently introduced. It is called Rapid Fire. So I am just going to ask you a couple of questions.
Awesome.
And I just want you to give me rapid fire answers. So to make it an easy and slow start, let's go Pepsi or Coke.
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 All right, super easy. Everybody answered on the same. Okay, hot, cold.
Hot.
Hot.
Ooh, man. Now we're gonna get into
Is this a dating game?
interesting. no, right?
We know we're compatible.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the Aries Gemini thing.
figured this
So
out
I'm gonna give you multiple choice here. Choose a season.
Fall.
I'm
Fall.
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 I'm sorry.
All right.
It's
okay.
the scarves. It's the scarves and the light crisp weather, and I love the colors.
It's the football. It's the leaves.
Football's bullshit. We live in Cincinnati,
It's
y'all.
the 70-degree weather with not as much rain as the spring.
Right.
I think
only-
it's the
we
post-summer glimmer, knowing that winter is coming, and I gotta appreciate 68 for what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be 30, baby.
It's hoodie weather. It's hoodie weather.
it's-
60. Anything within 60 to me is hoodie weather.
I think so.
I absolutely have to wear a hoodie, like if it's below 70 degrees. Okay. Probably. Well, we're gonna get to the most important question. Marvel or DC?
DC.
Marvel. I was a
Okay. Are you guys gonna need a moment to talk about this?
We'll talk afterwards. That's when shit goes down. Check us out on my Instagram live, fist fighting in the Newport on the Levee parking garage over at DC versus Marvel.
Hashtag fighting over comics.
Bare knuckle elevator boxing.
Oh my. Okay, so while we're here, favorite superhero?
I gotta go with Spidey.
I was gonna say Spidey, but you're a DC dude.
Wait a minute. How are you going to be DC? How are you going to be DC?
Because I don't have brand loyalty when it comes to Spidey senses.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Get off my ass.
You just don't like the other Marvel characters.
I'm just not that interested in it, so I was willing to take the shorty of two names. But Spidey has my heart.
Right.
Spidey's the best.
Okay.
got-
Spider-Man for sure. Let's see. So since we'll stay in the comic book realm, if you had a superpower, what would you make it?
Supersonic hearing. Detect frequencies.
I just want to fly.
Nick just wants to fly.
I just want to fly.
God.
Supersonic hearing. What are you gonna do with that?
Jack shit. Like, I'm a superhero. I keep it to myself. No one else knows I'm a superhero. I'm just like, did you hear those muffins come out of the oven? They're like, what are you talking about? I was like, we're 3 blocks from a Starbucks, baby. I know what the truth is.
Yeah, they just got them out.
Just some mysterious shit.
So you want to be able to hear
Everything.
you want to be able to hear something before its sound waves
No,
travel
I just
to
hear
you?
everything.
Supersonic.
Okay, maybe I don't know my superpowers in terms of what they should actually be listed by. I want to hear everything.
Okay.
Even whale frequencies. Whale and dolphin frequencies. I want to be able to talk to those dudes.
I want to hear you open the door to take a shit. That's what
Man.
Oh man, that is all types of terrible.
Hey, we got things to discuss.
Um,
Another 40 minutes of podcast.
Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
Yeah, Nike.
Okay, checks
I love
over
James Harden, but like he shouldn't have sold out like that.
Right,
Yeah.
checks over stripes. Little Drake reference.
Oh.
Drake, if you're listening,
Not appreciated.
Matt Waters and the recipe. Holler at him.
Please just feature us on one
Just
awful
one-
track, please.
One,
Just
one time for the one time.
one of your half-ass tunes. Come on, Drake.
All right. So the most important question that we are going to end on, that is probably going to have the most amount of relevance to where we are in the Midwest.
What?
Skyline or Gold Star?
Oh, Skyline.
How's
What?
that a question?
That's not even a question.
You're fucking right. It's not a
Everybody,
question.
Skyline,
everybody
baby.
knows they both suck, but Skyline's where it's at.
Now, I grew up in Blue Ash, Ohio, where there's a Skyline
Ash.
open till 4 a.m. on the weekends. Most of my childhood gigs end with me and my dad going to Skyline.
Right.
And now I have a girlfriend that's obsessed with the shit, so it makes my life convenient, man. I'll take it whenever I can get it. Coney's, no onion, no mustard. Straight up, I'm not going to a Gold Star.
Oh.
I respect my body. I don't care what their burgers do.
Okay. Okay, so that ends rapid fire. Thank you guys for participating.
Wait. Does that mean we go on to the next segment? You got any more questions?
Yeah, next segment.
Come on, bro.
No. Next segment. Oh, you're really trying to prolong this. I understand. But this next segment, I feel bad that I'm so excited to introduce.
You sick, bro.
Like, I feel bad. I feel so
Did
bad.
y'all check on that milk?
Yeah. I know. I saw somebody that had some milk. that just came inside. I'm almost positive. It looked like it was white substance in a bottle. So I assumed
that could be.
Now it's an innuendo. Now it's
That's not. That doesn't mean anything.
now it's weird. I gotta feel weird
it was
about
a
drinking
liquid.
this.
It was a liquid white substance. Let me clarify. It looked like it had a red top on it. So to me, it looked like what it was milk. That's all I can say that I saw.
Dirty whole milk.
I
All right,
was
all the fat.
I was more so intrigued to figure out if it was Marvel or DC.
That's
All
rat,
right, well-
rat milk. That's Cincy
yeah,
rat milk.
no, but seriously, you guys are gonna need to talk about that Marvel DC. Like y'all are gonna
Wait.
have to go talking to.
I'll go live on it, but
We could talk about it. What do you want? What?
Not right now. He is trying to prolong all words, so he does not have to do this challenge. But I understand. So I'm also a Spidey. If I had to give my top 3 superheroes, we would be talking Spider-Man, we'd be talking Wolverine,
Nice.
and then we'd also go Hulk.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Hogan.
No,
That ain't a superhero to you, bro. Hollywood Hogan ain't a superhero.
Listen here, brother.
Brothers.
This goatee isn't dyed. It's naturally blonde.
All the rest of my beard is black, but my mustache is blonde. Don't worry about it.
That's a man that dressed Harley and Harley only.
Yeah, man, that's hereditary, bro.
All right, just everyone listening at home know that real friends don't hurt you. And
They only help, so they try to make you stronger, which is what we're getting ready to do. So before we get you guys off, is there anything else that you gentlemen would like to throw out there? Anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to? Like just anything that you want to say that's within reason.
the funk always loves you back. Just love the funk. Stay right where you are. Know that you are where you are meant to be right now, and tomorrow is your day, y'all. Just keep doing it.
Like that. Damn, Nick, you just set the bar.
That's what I'm talking about,
that was
DC
Matt.
bullshit.
Dude, no. oh, hey, shout out to Johnny Disco, who we're about to see and play with, because he's a monster bass player.
Daddy.
He's a daddy.
Yeah, I saw this purple bass guitar. That looks
He got that
super
2
nice.
days ago, yo.
Are you serious?
Dude, he just got that.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks tight.
We got a Facebook Messenger that said, should I buy this bass? And before anyone responded, he bought that bass. So it
Yeah.
was like, all right, did he?
I think one person said yeah, and he was like, "Oh, I already did it."
Okay, so, oh man, I'm super excited. We are getting ready to introduce a new segment that will probably be its own standalone because it is that tight. I have to thank Matt and Nick. Also have to give a huge shout out to Andrew, Tyrell. Oh my goodness, Jay, of course, for letting us use the store. Oh man, I love it to death. Thank you guys, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages. I appreciate you. There is no way that I would be able to do this if not for my team, Andrew and Jay and everybody involved, Avery as well. Thank you guys. Matt, Nick, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Here.
Yeah, you say that now, bro. I'm just pissed this shit's ended. We're going into this.
All right, I feel so bad, but we are about to do the lab challenge. So, gentlemen, if you will, please head over to the area, and I hope you guys all enjoy.
I do really want a sun kiss, but that's not the point. What's up, boys? really don't like spicy food, yo. When I was a kid, my siblings like to get different kinds of hot sauce that look like ketchup, just to tell me they're ketchup and then bring food in it. And that would ruin me every single time. Gentlemen, are you guys ready to go?
There's a bit.
Uh-oh.
It's time.
It's time, fellas. What's going on, boys?
Oh, now they coming.
Welcome to the lab challenge. Who's ready for it?
I've been not looking forward to this for weeks.
All right.
I found out about the chicken wings like a half hour ago.
This is gonna be awesome, man. So here are the rules. You got one wing each. These wings are actually made by Born Stupid, so it's a pucker butt. If you guys have ever watched Hot Ones, oh man, that's burning my nose just smelling that. Smoking Ed Curry is the guy that invented this. So these are his actual Reapers. So the Carolina Reapers that he gets to hide for himself on his own little batch. So without any further ado, man, you guys ready for the lab challenge?
Let's do it, man.
All right, bro. So I'm gonna give you each a wing. You got to eat it, and then you can just toss your gloves onto here and just immediately start performing your song, man.
All right, man.
See how we go, bro. First dibs, good sir. Uh-oh.
Oh, just the smell. I can taste it, man. So far away.
Ooh, bro.
Cheers, my friends. Oh my God. Oh. I'll still look at my mom picking up after this. All right. Whew. Oh, the pain gave me the hiccups. All right. Let's do it, guys. Let's go. Sleeping in the streets without a hint in our face. I don't remember stem from burning concrete. Foundation sinking down, taking some loud, some sat down. Try to this out, what we still haven't found. Where do I go? Where do I go when I'm gonna sleep and I don't know? Where do I go? Don't think taking no more. Where do I go to bust my ass and get nothing to show? It is crazy. Wearing holes in my shoes, thinking I'm into it, and it leaves the wrong thing going on. So now I play blue. Where do I go? I don't know. Don't me. got nothing to show. Broken, I'm down, lost and I'm found. Can't you see what's going down? Why don't you still where do I go? I don't stop now. Don't tornado. Where do I go? Well, I'm gonna sleep and I don't know. Where do I go? I don't think I can no more. Where do I go? Bust my ass and got nothing to show.
Ow. Why?
Hey, Matt Waters, dude.
You're going. It is time. I do really want a sun kiss, but that's not the point. It's not. What's up, boys? Man, I'm nervous. I really don't like.
All right, apologies. I know everybody is just now back to joining us, so thank you very much. I want to thank Matt Waters and the Recipe for coming through. We now just had the dad skateboard or longboard group just roll through. Super excited about that. And I also am going to put my mask on because I'm not trying to get my wife to chop my face off. Yes. So, thank you all to everyone for joining us. Everybody's kind of rocking and rolling all around the back. I just want to say thank you to everyone that was involved. Really looking forward to having any artist that wants to perform the Hot Wing Challenge here at the Native store. Hit us up. Let us know if you want to be involved. Any local businesses, if you would like for Eyesight Media to shoot some type of commercial for you, please feel free to reach out to any of us or Chapo Long. And Chapo is spelled with a T, Chapo. So then that way we can help support local businesses. Really looking forward to next week's special guest. We've got Rodney Hunter, who's going to be in the building next week. And then we will be here next Wednesday. So thank you all so very, very much. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. I'm doing this all before my second child, my daughter, who will be here in about 3 weeks. But my last week will be next week, at least in person, until she is born. So I've got to quarantine for a little bit. But I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to everyone that was involved in this episode. I can't thank you guys enough. Jay Banks, the Mad Scientist, thank you so much. The Native brand, shout out to you. Shout out to the Mad Scientist brand. And I hope you guys all have a fantastic rest of your week. All right? Love you guys. All right. Take it easy. We're out of here.
I'm actually, before we go live, I'm gonna go run and grab that task.